Evening all. Who's up for a quick history lesson and an important point all rolled into one? So did you all enjoy your pancakes yesterday on Pancake Day, Pancake Tuesday, or Shrove Tuesday to give it its proper name? And from a historical point of view, do you know why it's called Shrove Tuesday? So let me give you some background and some details on it. So Shrove Tuesday comes from the word shrive or to shrive, which is a religious term which means essentially it's a confession. And going back into time, Shrove Tuesday was the time when everyone went to give their confession, because then for the subsequent 40 days was the period of Lent, which is the 40 days leading up to Easter. And Lent in Christian tradition is essentially a period of fasting, prayer, and going without certain things as a recognition of your devotion to God, etc. So basically what used to happen is on Shrove Tuesday everyone used to go to confession, and then once they were done with confession they would then gather together all of their flour, water, sugar, sweet treats, anything they had that was a goodie, and they'd have a good old feast. And largely speaking, sort of pancakes were very cheap and very easy to make, and so that's what people would have, and that's where Pancake Day and Shrove Tuesday came from. And then for the subsequent 40 days they would go without many different types of food, go without any treats, go without any goodies, eat very frugally, and in some cases fast largely. So Lent, to a very large extent, is the Christian equivalent of Ramadan. Obviously it's slightly different because they're different religions, but to a large extent they're religious fasting periods, if you like. So my question is this: in the last week or so we've seen all the Ramadan lights turned on in the West End of London. Big lights right over the entire centre of London, and Mayor Sadiq Khan giving speaks and giving talks about it. We've had a festival or celebration in Windsor Castle celebrating Ramadan. We've had a celebration actually in the Great Hall at Westminster with Keir Starmer speaking at it, celebrating Ramadan. But this, to all intents and purposes, is a Christian country. So have you seen any similar things for Lent? Have you seen any similar things recognising either Shrove Tuesday or the start of the period of Lent? Anything at all? Really? Any mention of it? Anything you might have seen if you go to church, you might have, but have you seen any great pronouncements by the church, by the Christian churches, by the Catholic Church? Have you seen any acknowledgement of it by MPs, by Keir Starmer, by anyone else? And if not, why not, given that this is a Christian country and that Lent, as I said, to all intents and purposes is very, very similar to Ramadan. It's a religious festival during which you fast, in which you pray, in which you essentially give praise to God. Yet we celebrate Ramadan in this country now much more than we celebrate the Christian festival of Lent. How does that work? And don't get me wrong, I don't care. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God of any kind. I think it's all a load of mumbo jumbo. And I know I'll upset loads of people by saying that, so I've got no axe to grind in this fight. But we are a country whose traditions, culture, everything about the country has been shaped by Christian tradition. And so I do object to the fact that we prioritise a foreign religion over and above our own religion. I just don't understand it. I don't see why it happens, and I'd love someone to come on here, anyone in authority particularly, to acknowledge why it's happening and explain why it's happening, or make an excuse for it, because I very much doubt you can. So if you are religious, good luck to you. I've got no problem with people that are religious. Believe in whatever you want. Just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's not for you. I've got no issue with anyone believing any religion they like, but I do have an issue with them not being treated equally, and I'd like people to explain why they think that is. Let me know.